So my wife and I are both fairly busy people. I do a lot of this stuff, which takes up pretty much a full day. Plus, my wife is working about 45 minutes to an hour from home. On top of her 8-hour day, she has an hour and a half to 2 hours of driving, depending on, of course, traffic. We were looking at or have looked at different kind of meal prep food plans that you and I can find out there now to just kind of help with time because we just don't have much. And we ended up actually just going out for dinner way more often than we probably should. That's expensive. Going out for just fast food can cost you $30 for two people. Going out for a real meal can actually probably cost you $40 or $50 for the two of you. We decided to try HelloFresh. Of course, just like a lot of these pre-made meal places, they give you a deal for like the first order that you have. So we figured, why not? Now, we had tried it before. We kind of were at the point, we tried it for probably about a month or so, maybe longer. We liked the meal choices, like the options that you got. Most times, it's not as if they have a full catalog and you can choose from the catalog all the time. Their meal selection kind of changes every week, so you get to choose from that week's meal selection. And for someone like me that has a lot more food restraints, sometimes it's good, sometimes it's bad. For the most part, I could find meals that fit. And the reason that we stopped the first time was that we were really trying to do a keto diet because I have a lot of issues with some grains. And because of that, we were paying the same amount for basically like chicken and salad than someone that was getting chicken and potatoes and pasta and all this kind of stuff. It was no different because you just pay per meal. So it didn't matter if the meal ingredients were way less than somebody else's, you paid the same amount. So a lot of times we were literally getting like a chicken salad, a piece of chicken on top of like a Caesar salad or a Greek salad, and I'd pay the same as someone that was getting a way more fancy meal. I wasn't a big fan of that, and that was probably one of the reasons that we ended up not doing it. Second reason was, again, we were really limited on time. Some of these meals, even some of these simple ones, can take half hour to an hour to prepare. And I say half hour to an hour because the very first time you make any of these meals, you're usually way over that time limit. Now, if they say half hour, probably not a half hour because you've never made it before. So you're trying to figure out all the pieces that you need and some of the ingredients that you need, and you got to find this. And if you're not someone that cooks in the first place, it still takes more time. Now, if I had to do the meal a second time, I'd do it faster. But guess what? Next week, your meal changes. So you're probably not getting this meal again for maybe weeks. So we ended up actually canceling it because we were just like, it was like the summer months, so we like to kind of go out anyway, and the days are longer, so we didn't mind eating a little later and spending the time, and we ate lighter anyway because we like to cook on the barbecue or just have salads because it's hot. So during the summer of last year, we kind of stopped. But this year, again, it's winter. We figured we would try it again just to see, maybe over the winter, because I can start to make some of the meals, or my wife, if she's working from home, we can kind of split it. It gives us some time together, which was nice. We still ran into the same kind of issues with food limitations for those of us that are on a keto diet, or not even a keto diet, but I have a wheat allergy for sure, so that's a big issue. So I can find only things with certain grains that I'm allowed to have. You know, the meals themselves, when they come, are actually really tasty, I have to say. If you don't mind all the prep time, the meals are really tasty. Except if you ever need to reach out to them for any kind of support. The experience that we went through last week literally was enough for us to just be like, no, we're not going to deal with them anymore. Here's the backstory. We get deliveries on Tuesday. Tuesday is our delivery, and we have it for 3 meals. So Tuesday night's meal, Thursday night's meal, and then Saturday night's meal. That's what we have. Other than that, we have our own food, or we'll take a day and go to the restaurant. And my wife's on a intermittent fasting plan, so she doesn't eat every second day anyway. So on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays, she doesn't eat anything. We always follow the tracking that you get from the HelloFresh app, and it'll come up, and it usually gets delivered somewhere around 3 o'clock on Tuesday. At around 3 o'clock, my wife texted me and was like, hey, is it delivered? because we didn't want it sitting outside, even though it was around 0 degrees Celsius. We didn't want anything to spoil. So she was like, is it there? And I'm like, no, not here. The app shows that it's delivered. And I'm like, definitely not delivered. So 4 o'clock rolls around, I check. 6 o'clock rolls around, my wife comes home. I'm like, is it there? She's like, no. 7 o'clock comes. She gets online. They have a chat service that you can go to talk to somebody. And she was like, hey, it says it's delivered, but it's not here. They were saying that the delivery has a window up till 8 p.m. But my wife was like, but it says on the app that it was delivered. And they're like, yeah, it can say that. When the courier gets in your area, it'll mark it as delivered. I'm like, but it wasn't delivered. So that's, to me, a little mind-boggling. Like, why would you mark it? Maybe the courier's doing it, but I don't know why the courier would mark this as delivered when it's not delivered and you're just in the area. And here's the kicker. It never got delivered that night. 8 o'clock rolled around, still not delivered. So at that point in time, we end up going back on the chat. My wife starts the chat because it's under her account. The person, you could tell it was just cut and paste out of a book that they had. They had a computer screen up with a bunch of responses based on what you said, and they would copy and paste it and copy and paste it and copy and paste it based on what you said. So maybe not automated, because there were a few responses that seemed like maybe a person would say it. Then they finally were like, well, we've put a request out to the courier to see what's going on. And we're like, that's fine, but what about our meal? Like, this was our dinner, and now it's 8 o'clock. What are we supposed to have for dinner? We didn't prepare because, again, my wife doesn't eat the following day. We have nothing really in the house to cook, and I really don't feel like going out. Anyways, I ended up having a can of soup for dinner because that's what I had in the house that I could find. But the thing was, are we going to get a refund for today's meal because we didn't receive it? That should make sense. We didn't receive it. It was supposed to be our meal for today. It's not here. And they were like, well, we've already put it up to the courier, so there's nothing more we can do. What do you mean there's nothing more you can do? That made 0 sense to me. So just so you guys can see here on the video, I'm kind of trying to scroll through it a little bit here. I don't know if you'll see it all. So this was kind of the cut and paste. The app is telling me my order has been delivered, blah, 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 blah. I'll do my best to help. Please give me your email address. Well, kind of an actual address. So we'll skip that. You guys don't need to see that. Let me take a closer look. See here. It has a delivery from 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. That's not really helpful as the order is for our dinner this evening. I'm sorry. That's all we got. I'm sorry. In the meantime, is there anything else I can assist you with? Really, it's like, yeah, that's too bad. And then my wife was like, we're going to have to reconsider this because that's not right. Your feedback is valuable. Copy, paste, copy, paste, right? And then my wife was frustrated, so she just killed it. This was the like 5 o'clock call or chat that she did. Then, of course, at 8 o'clock, we responded or tried back because now we're beyond the window, that 8 p.m. window, right? My order was not delivered, even though it says delivered on the app. Hey, Mary, can we get all your info again? Yeah. Thank you kindly. Let me look at this. I'm sorry about the wait. I can assure you that we have more information for you very soon. But just to be safe, we will have to wait for the team to get in touch with us to see if the boxes will be delivered. I'm like, well, even if they will be delivered, they're not delivered tonight. We're outside of the window. So what are we supposed to do? I'm very sorry about this confusion on your end. The confusion on your end, our end. There's no confusion on our end. We paid for a product and a service and you didn't deliver. Where's the confusion? This is usually all well and good if the box actually arrives, right? That seems fair. I will be on top of this and will constantly be monitoring your order. So just so you guys know, after this conversation ended, we've heard nothing, 0. So I'm not too sure where this constantly monitoring is. We've never heard from them. Again, my wife was getting frustrated here. No need to copy and paste the same messages to me. At this point, I'd rather cancel this week and get refunded. And then they're like, the logistics team is going to reach out once the investigation is done. Again, nope, they didn't. We've still heard nothing. Basically, they wouldn't refund or do anything because of the fact that supposedly they've sent out to their logistics team, whoever that is, and the logistics team will get back to us in regards to this. At this time, we're pretty upset. Also, at this point in time, my wife hasn't eaten dinner. The next day, she's not going to be eating either. And then she's got to wait till the following Saturday to eat. Please wait for the logistics team to contact you and process any compensation. Mary handed me the computer. So at this point, it's me talking. So you can't get me anyone that can do something. What's the actual point of the chat if you can't help? Because I'm beyond frustrated. Mary's super beyond frustrated, and that's why she handed me the computer. And again, like at this point in time, I'm scrolling here. It is forever. I don't know how many minutes it was before I got, like right now, you can even see 4 minutes ago. You shouldn't be waiting 4 minutes. At this point in time, I'm pretty sure they're looking through the book to find something to copy and paste. My apologies. Of course, I would to refund the box right away, though we have now raised a concern to our logistics team. So this has to be dealt with them right away. So no right away. No right away. Again, right now this was Tuesday. Just so you guys know, this is Monday that I'm recording this. The next week. Still haven't heard. Once the logistics has the results of the investigation, you will be contacted through email. No, we haven't. Still nothing. Nothing. That's excellent. I'm like, there's really nothing to investigate. We never received anything. And we will be canceling our account tonight and making sure to place a review everywhere we can. This is not acceptable for a company that's only purpose is to deliver meals. You have lost a customer for good. Just so you guys know, we have canceled our account with them. We will expect to hear something in the next 24 hours in regards to a full refund. And again, at this point in time, I'm scrolling. And again, 5, 6, 10 minutes. I don't even know. Some boxes may come late due to weather. There was no weather. There's weather now. There was no weather then. My daughter was over for that day. She drove home. She's 19. She has no experience in the snow. She drove home. It was fine. The most common cause of delays during this winter season are poor road conditions or mechanical issues, which may compromise the safety of our driver. Some couriers opt not to risk their driver's safety. The roads were dry. There is no driver's safety. For this reason, some packages may experience delays in reaching the destination. Kindly allow our customers until the end of today. It is the end of today. The end of today it's at this point in time, it's like 9 o'clock. If not delivered was made by tomorrow, please check back with. It just keeps going on, and I end up canceling or end up just killing the conversation. The following day in the evening, it did arrive. Here's the issue. That food, which contains meat, has been sitting in a courier's truck for 2 full days. In a heated courier's truck. How do I know? Because that night when I cracked open the food to make one of the meals for me, it was beyond rotten. The smell that came out of the meat package, you could tell. And there's a little ice thing that's inside the box to help keep it cool. Melted. It was water. It was just water. The ice had melted because this package had been sitting in the courier's van, which had been probably sitting in a heated garage, which had meat products in it that were supposed to be delivered the previous day, and now they deliver it to me, and still we've got no refund, no nothing, and haven't heard nothing back from them. We paid $90 for food that we can't eat. Cheers to HelloFresh. Hello, rotten food should be what it's called, and hello will do nothing for you if we screw up on our end. Cool. So I'm not going to recommend them. Here's what I do recommend if you do want, maybe it's the summertime and they can't use roads as an excuse. Order from them for a couple weeks. Get their menus like this. They give you nice little menus on how to do everything, what food you need. Here's the preparation. Get a whole bunch of these from them and then cancel your account and just go buy your own groceries because you'll save some money. You'll have their menus, their meals, all the instructions, and then cancel and do it yourself. Yeah. We're trying another service coming up this week. Actually, it should be delivered tomorrow. I'm pretty excited about them because they do have keto meals, and we'll keep you updated with what we think of those. All right, guys. HelloFresh, from me. Maybe they work great for you, but the customer service sucks rotten meat. That didn't. I expected it to be funnier. All right, guys. I'm out. Later.